Assalamu alaikum. Here we're going to be talking about the revelation of divine books. So I'll draw a timeline here. Now this timeline represents history. So Adam alayhi salam all the way up to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed many scriptures, books to prophets over the time. And we know this because the Quran clearly says it. Like the book of Quran was revealed to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Other books were revealed to other prophets. Now, here what we're going to look at is what other books were revealed, what kind of scriptures were revealed, and the importance of believing in the concept of revelation to other prophets. Okay, from the time of Adam alayhi salam all the way up to the time of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, there was a long duration of history. Now we don't know the exact number of years that passed. However, we do know is that many prophets were sent to different nations over the times, and many of them were given divine instructions, manuals, books, scriptures, you may want to call them. So there was Isa alayhi salam, Musa alayhi salam, Ibrahim alayhi salam, many other prophets that were sent to different nations, divine scriptures. Right, so how many books were revealed and how many scriptures? What the Quran tells us is that there were 4 main books that were revealed, explicitly mentioned their names, and so we'll be looking at those. And besides those 4 books, there were many scriptures that were revealed. However, many of them we don't really have much authentic narrations or traditions regarding what the names of these books and who they were given to. So here we have Zabur, which was given to Dawood alayhi salam. وَآتَيْنَا دَاوُودَ زَبُورًا. Zabur means books in Arabic as well, and Zubur, books, was given to Dawood alayhi salam. Now in English, this Dawood alayhi salam's book was known as the Psalms. It was the Psalms, and according to what's in the Psalms today, it was very rhythmic, it was very melodious, and is Dawood alayhi salam, as mentioned in the Quran, when he would recite the Zabur, the birds and the mountains would sway with him. So this was the book that was given to the Prophet Dawood alayhi salam. Now, so Dawood alayhi salam, he actually existed in the time between Musa alayhi salam and Isa alayhi salam, and was given the Psalms. Okay, so let's look at another verse then. So نزل عليك الكتاب بالحق. It's he who has sent down the book to you with truth, confirming that what came before it, and he sent down the Torah and the Injil. Okay, so here the Quran, the book, is the Quran, Torah is the Torah, Injil is the Gospels. So these were sent down before the time of the Prophet ﷺ. So Musa alayhi salam was given the Torah, Isa alayhi salam was given the Injil, and the Torah in Arabic is written as Torah. In Arabic, Injil is written like this. Torah is the Torah, Injil is known as the Gospels, and these were books that were given to these prophets, and then they conveyed them to their nations. Now the books, the Injil and the Torah, although we believe in that these were revealed to the Prophet the Prophet Isa alayhi salam and the Prophet Musa alayhi salam, they don't remain in their original form today. We believe that their distortions have occurred in them, in the Injil and likewise in the Torah, like the Quran mentions to us. Now let's look at a diagram, let's look at a bit of geography where these books were revealed, and this will give us a better understanding of the not only the timeline, the history, but also where these prophets lived. Okay, so this is roughly the area where these three prophets lived. You have the area of Egypt where Bani Israel abided and they went to Palestine, and then you have also the area of the north, which is towards Iraq. There you had Ibrahim alayhi salam living in Mesopotamia, in Iraq, and then you had Isa alayhi salam living near Palestine, or in Palestine. And so you had this movement of prophets, or distribution of prophets around this area. So the books that were given, Tawrat was given to Musa alayhi salam in the area of the Sinai Peninsula, in Tur Sinai, according to some narrations, according to the Quran. It was given when he went to the mountain 40 days. And Isa alayhi salam, the Injil was given to Isa alayhi salam. We don't exactly know where Isa alayhi salam was at the time, but Musa alayhi salam was near the area of the Tur Sinai and Sinai Peninsula. Isa alayhi salam was near Galilee, was near the Palestine. And the Injil, however, itself, if we study the Injil, we can see that the Injil is made up of two parts. We have the Old Testament in there from the Genesis, and then we have the New Testament, which is filled with many reports from external sources, external people, and therefore this is why the true pure Injil that was revealed to Isa alayhi salam doesn't really remain in its pristine form anymore. And that's basically a bit about the history of these books. Whereas the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, as we know, was in Mecca and was in Medina. Jazakumullah khair.